So the power, I want you to think about your power. I really want us to resonate for a minute in the power that you have. You have the power of influence to their emotional intelligence. That is daunting when you think about it. You all are aware that you make a difference whether they learn math or not. You all are aware that whether they can read or not, you've got that. But do you understand how much you are, in the words of old Dr. Phil, writing on the slate of their soul? Think about that right now. Think about that. You have some kind of story that you tell to this day because a teacher told you it, both positively or negatively. You believe you are good at this or not good at this because a teacher/teachers told you of it. Not because you had evidence to back it up, but because a teacher or teacher/ told you of it. You have influence on their self-esteem, incredibly in their self-esteem. And in this hug-em-up world, which we live in, that's not what I'm talking about, where everybody gets a trophy. That's not the self-esteem I'm talking about. I'm talking about the self-esteem, which is the confidence that while I might not understand this, I can figure it out. I have it within me to figure it out. You have such a ripple effect in what happens over and over, which always leads me when I sit back and think that they want to talk about what teachers make. And I think, at the end of the day, there's no amount of money you can give to us that's appropriate for what we do. Like, there really isn't. You couldn't, I know some of you are saying, you can give it better than what we're giving now. I'm there with you on that one. I'm there with you on that one. But what I often think when they struggle with our pay, how do you equivalent, give a number. Let me try that. How do you give a number to what we do? I mean, seriously, how do you give a number to that? It's impossible. It's impossible to give a number to what we do. You really absolutely are writing on their soul, and you create this train effect that I want to explain and talk about for just a minute. Anybody ever heard the train effect in learning? So most of us live our lives in the present based upon things we knew in the past that impact our future. Let me say that one more time and I'll explain what I mean. Most of us live our lives in the present with influences or knowledge or information or histories or experiences that we gained in the past that now direct our future. Let me give you an example. Our example. Kid would walk into my room when I taught English and they would say, Tilly, I'm just not a real good writer. Just not a real good writer. That's their present, right? I am not a good writer. Now they'll tell me the stories why. How I remember in 2nd grade when we had to write insert story. I remember in 5th grade when we were told we were supposed to insert story. I remember one time I had a teacher tell me insert story. I remember this other time when we were doing this writing project, insert story. Okay? So they're letting their past, or what they were told in their past, influence what they are doing in their present. Therefore, forever they will not be a good writer. Whether they were or they weren't, they could have been the next best-selling author. I had people tell me once that I was not a good writer. I have an Amazon bestseller out there. Somebody better rewrite that story. So what our job is to be careful what we put in that past. Let me give you another example. Math. Gosh, I heard that all the time. I was not a math teacher. But it's funny. I say all the time, I'm not good at math. My friends are smiling because I say that all the time. If you ever watch any of my YouTube videos, I talk often about, I'm just not really good at math. The only evidence I have that I'm not good at math are the stories that I remember being told. Kathy, honey, you're a language girl, not a math girl. I remember hearing that. I had a teacher tell me that once. You should not pick a future in math. It's just not your strong suit. I'm not sure, some people are good at a lot of things, but math is not it for you. I can really hear these stories in my head, right? That's what filled my past bucket, if you will, which to my present, and I still talk about it to this day. It's funny, whenever I have to do something in my company that involves math, it's so funny when I think about the correlation. I call my son, who's an engineer. I don't even try to figure it out myself. And I'm pretty smart. So our job as teachers is to break that past caboose, connect them to the present reality so they'll have a successful future.